I choose to begin. I break free from the enemy's grip the moment I take a step forward in faith. Even if I get stuck again, I only stay stuck because I refuse to keep moving. So I begin again and again, and that is what makes me unstoppable. So we're going to talk about getting unstuck is not complicated. You need to take action. Number 2, make something small happen. Number 3, make something big happen. All right, so there were times when I would be asked to do something, and even if I jumped on it and was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go forward, I would have somebody say to me, if I shared that news, what makes you think that you can do that? You see, those are the naysayers, and we can be our own naysayer. So, and we can be the biggest naysayer, the negative self-talk. So that has to be fought against within ourselves, that there are enough people around us who may be those people who want to put down those dreams, those aspirations, and we can decide not to listen to them. But what's going on in our own head is not too easy to turn off sometimes, speaking from experience. So listen to what Martin Luther King said. Faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. So yeah, we don't know the outcome. And in this time with the crisis that's happening right now, right? We feel like, oh, is this career totally dead? Will I be able to enter this career? Yes, you will be. Things will have to loosen up a little first, but the career's not dead. The careers are ongoing. Some of my students entered into the field last year or just recently in January and February, and then they have jobs right now. But in March, things took a turn, didn't they? So they will return to a new normal, and people will start hiring again, but all of this has to just shift out, and sift out. So hang tight. But what do you do in the meantime? In the meantime, you don't speak negatively about yourself or others in the field that you're looking at, but you start to look at what you can do. So let's talk about that. So here's a question for you. What is the first step you need to take as you make this a reality for yourself? It could be that you have some skills already maybe you have basic skills in Microsoft Word or basic Excel or basic PowerPoint, but it's just basic. Well, let's up your game in that. While you have any spare time during the day, go to YouTube and just learn how to do new things. Track it. Put it in a notebook. Put 2 columns. What do you know right now? What do you need to know? And you say, well, Leslie, I don't know what I need to know. Well, there's a lot of videos on this channel right now, 350 plus, that you can watch and you can learn from. And you can go to the Facebook page and watch some of the live videos I do there as well. Although I share a lot of those here, but there are a lot of videos here that are not on the Facebook page. So there's 3 years worth of videos, almost 3.5. So start binge watching. Take notes while you watch those videos so that and categorize those notes so that if you're looking at a specific area of law that I talk about, that you write down what I've said about those areas, okay? And put them in a notebook so that you can refer back to them. You can do research on Google about different areas of law. Again, use YouTube for learning more skills within Microsoft Word, or learning basic Excel, or learning basic PowerPoint. Then those are some of the first steps to take. And don't get overwhelmed. Just do something every single day. It will light your fire to do that. Okay? So, what negative self talk is keeping you from making that first step? Are you thinking that this is only for people who are bona fide geniuses? Let me tell you, I'm not. I'm not that. And I entered this field. So I just worked hard to improve myself. And I kept pushing myself. Sometimes I didn't feel like it. And in the beginning, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So everybody feels that way when they start. Just remember, there's no training at the law firm. None. You cannot bank on that. You can't rely on it. You have to teach yourself, or take my class, Paralegal Inner Circle class. Go check it out. But while you're on my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, go look for 2 complimentary items I have for you there. It's paralegalcoffeetalk.com. I'll put the link below when I'm done. Look for, at the top of the website, 19 alternative paralegal careers list. That's for you. And or you can have both. The free chapter of my book, Legal Break-In, or you can get the whole book if you want to purchase the book. There's a tab for that, but you can get a free chapter. Then you'll see at the top, Paralegal Inner Circle class info. Look at that and check it out, okay? I just started a class in April and registration ended on the 15th. It will be reopened a little bit later again, but right now I have 2 classes going. And but I reopen a class again in the future. But you might as well take a look at the website and go check things out there. Don't put yourself down and feel that you have to be perfect to enter this field. You absolutely do not, but you have to know a lot before you enter in. I have a couple videos, no, one video on in a private group that is for my students. When you become a student of mine, you get we're all in a private Facebook group, and I do trainings or additional trainings all the time. And one of them was the first and second day in the law firm. What is that like? What should I be doing? So yeah, you can do this. Okay? So no negative self-talk. Fight that with everything you've got. So what positive thoughts can you say to yourself instead of negative self-talk? You know, when you put a list together in your notebook that says, this is the software you already know. You know Microsoft Word Basic. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's a positive. Instead of looking at all the stuff you don't know, look at what you do know and what is a positive to this career, and pat on the back for that, okay? Overcome your negative thinking with saying, well, I already know this, and nothing is going to stop me. Everybody who enters this field are imperfect human beings. Nobody is perfect, including the attorneys. They are not perfect, and they're not geniuses. So remember that, okay? The one thing all famous authors, world-class athletes, business tycoons, singers, actors, and celebrated achievers in any field have in common is that they all began their journeys with that first step. They all began, and believe me, they had negative chatter in their heads all along the way. I've talked to successful people to pick their brains to find out what was motivating them, and they just wanted to be unstuck and do better, do good things, and to have more choices. Don't we all? See? So you can have more choices